Welcome to another episode of Talking Nerdy in the Bedroom with
Corey.
KJ.
And Mike? What the fuck do I do here with the fourth person?
Well, you say "and Mike," and then I say we have a special guest. Has it been?
Okay.
It has been that long.
Yeah.
At what point does he stop being a special guest and just, hey, Casey's in here again?
I'm not sure if there's an
I
actual
like the
number.
special guest moniker.
He's literally always the special guest. If you
He's always on the casting couch. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
we
like
gotta
pennies,
make him
but
feel
make me
special. Even though, what you bailed on us on one of the last podcasts we were supposed to have you on.
Unfair.
Tell you what, although it was on Black Panther 2, so we really weren't missing too much because I don't think any of us were giant fans of
Maybe
that movie.
he had a hot take on it, like best Marvel movie to date.
yeah, he also had a hot pizza he was supposed to show up with,
That's true.
motherfucker.
He
I'm
talked
not
the
gonna lie.
entire time
Yeah.
about a pizza.
He was more concerned by the fact that the pizza didn't show up than you not showing up.
If he wasn't more concerned about the pizza, I would be very concerned.
See,
It makes
we're on the same page.
Like, yeah, I was
He
gonna
knows
say,
what's
we're on the same page.
All right, so enough about pizza. Today we're going to be discussing Guardians of the Galaxy's holiday special, because this episode is going to be coming out on technically Christmas observed, or the day after Christmas. So I figured we'll try to be a little bit festive with this particular episode. Although we are behind. We have like 5 other episodes we got to get to. But let's do this one because it's going to be, how do you say it, Mike? Christmas?
Kissmas?
Kissmas? Who we kissing?
It's Kissmas.
Is kissing? Kissmas?
Mary Chrysler.
Christ.
I don't
Happy Chrysler.
celebrate Christmas.
Every Christmas.
All right. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. We're going to talk about the holiday special. We'll talk about the first 2 movies, and then we'll preview the third a little bit. So, the first thing we're going to do is talk about the holiday special. And everybody has watched it but Corey, because Corey's a piece of shit. Corey has read
You didn't watch it?
He's read a synopsis. It's
So-
like he's back in
so
high
I-
school
It says
reading
Spark Notes all over
Spark
again.
Notes. That's what it was.
So yeah, I read the synopsis.
Automatic
A
but-
short
introduction.
story. You're going to tell us a short of a short?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I
what-
will
that's
say
what
I
we're
also
Hi, how can I help
have
you?
seen a bunch of the scenes I didn't realize I had seen, but like on Facebook and stuff. Like I saw the scene with Kevin Bacon being kidnapped and all that stuff.
Whoa,
Well, that's
spoilers.
the premise.
I know, but I didn't realize I had seen so much of it via those videos. I thought it was longer.
It's
I
only
also-
40 minutes.
yeah, so I probably seen 30 of the 40 minutes.
I don't
I
think you
mean,
saw that much.
20 of the 40 minutes is song.
Yeah.
Like 2 musical
Numbers.
numbers.
Oh, well, that'd be less than 20 minutes.
Well, then
It's
I'm
probably
glad
like
I missed
8
it.
minutes.
Like,
But it feels like longer.
I don't know,
'cause
there's
they're
the
not good
build-up.
songs.
is
The-
Dave Bautista singing?
no.
Technically, they all sing throughout
Yeah.
it, like here and there. But
Okay.
basically, the entire thing is just Batista and Mantis.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing. Like, you see Rocket for a couple seconds. You see Quill for a couple seconds. You see Groot for a couple seconds. You never see Gamora.
Well, you got to think like Groot. I think in this one, Groot is like a
Gamora's dead.
I say,
No,
isn't
she's
Gamora
not.
like,
no,
woohoo?
no, Gamora's alive at the end of Endgame.
yeah. She's like she's from a different universe.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I understand,
She's
but
Gamora from a
the
different universe.
synopsis I read said that they try to cheer Quill up because he's still mourning Gamora.
Yeah,
the original.
the original Gamora
the original
that he
Gamora's
loved.
dead.
Sure. So
But the other one is still
There
alive
is
and
a
in their
Gamora.
universe.
well, that's fine, but the one he loved is dead.
Yes.
That's why
That's the
she's
thing.
going to be in the third movie, Gamora.
I get it, but
Okay, well, clearly you don't.
my point is
You read Spark Notes instead of watching it and was like, look, guys, this is what it is.
my point was that the plot is they're trying to cheer him up because he misses his dead love, not the fucking copy.
Well, he wants the copy, too.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Yikes.
he wants both.
Yeah,
Once
I
you
mean,
go
who would?
green.
Is this the equivalent of leaving someone for their twin?
It's pretty close.
Only if the twin dies.
Hey, I know your twin sister died, but how you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically the same person, same DNA. What are you supposed to do?
She died yesterday. Yesterday, tomorrow, same thing.
All right,
Gonna
so
give him the same DNA.
Yikes.
So basically the premise,
Oh,
Peter is upset that Gamora's gone. He can't find the other Gamora. So Mantis and Batista want to cheer him up. So they want to go steal Kevin Bacon because Kevin Bacon's supposed to be this big giant
Warrior.
warrior that then they find
ruler
out
of
is
the
an
planet.
actor.
Well, they just know that he's obsessed with him because of Footloose.
Footloose.
Yeah, but I don't remember him talking about Footloose too much in the original couple
He
movies.
does.
I know he mentions him, but I don't feel like it was a big sticking point. Thanks, Casey.
Very sorry.
I don't remember it being a big sticking point of it. I remember him talking about
He says it's
what's
the
his face
best
from
movie ever
Baywatch.
made.
Yeah.
He talks about what's his face from Baywatch a lot, which is why he shows up in the
David
second
Hasselhoff.
movie. Hasselhoff.
Yeah. I understand, but he says Footloose is the best movie ever made, and he says something along the lines of starring a hero that fights. It's basically the whole premise of why he has the dance battle at the end of the first movie. It's the setup for
He
that.
can't bring you anywhere,
mean to.
Casey.
I'm sorry.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
what
you
the
what.
fuck are these sounds?
Is the bottle, and then also the bottle.
Sure, I guess, but it's still, I don't remember being, and maybe it's just because I haven't seen it in a while,
Yeah,
being
you're
a
just
big
wrong.
theme.
Yeah,
Yeah, at least I actually watched the special. Thanks for showing up to the podcast and not watching it. Good job. It's 40 minutes.
I watched it an hour ago.
Yeah, see, he did something.
I was coaching basketball.
You and your extracurriculars.
You
So-
couldn't have watched, like, you spend more than 40 minutes a day in the bathroom. You couldn't just watch it while you're taking a shit?
This guy gets it.
At least he's coming up with actual solutions.
Yeah.
You're just blaming me.
Yeah, damn right I'm blaming you. You should know yourself to be able to watch it.
Well, it also doesn't really encourage a lot of desire to watch it when I go, hey, KJ, how was it since you watched it? And you're like, it was horseshit.
It was horseshit.
That's
I'm
true.
like,
I've-
oh,
It's
can't
not
wait.
good.
Let me hop right on that.
Well, I
Yeah.
figured you would have watched it when it came out. It came out back in November.
I was about to, and then I asked, and then you said you had seen it, and it was horseshit.
Don't talk to me.
That's the best advice you've ever given me.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, to be fair as well,
To be
some of the
fair.
stuff that you think is horseshit is less horseshit than it sounds.
Like what? Give me an example, Mike.
The Batman.
Is horseshit.
Nope.
Yep.
Okay, well, so there we go.
Well, if it helps, it's probably getting erased and it's gone. The Batman's gone. Suicide Squad is the only thing that's staying.
What? They're coming out with the Batman 2. It's literally the only one they're keeping.
I don't know.
No, they are. That's what it says. Wonder Woman 3 is scrapped.
Yep.
Aquaman.
The Man
No, Aquaman 2, I think they've already filmed.
The Man Savior, I think, is what it used to be. The Man of Steel 2. That got scrapped.
Yep. Black Adam 2 got scrapped.
The only one they're
What the
keeping
hell?
is
Flash.
Batman
What?
2.
Yeah, because James...
Flash isn't scrapped.
No, Flash... I was just about to say, the
Yeah.
Flash is... But I don't know if and when they're going to come out with it, because of everything going on with Ezra Miller. And do they want to release these movies before they're about to reboot everything?
Dude, if Susan Sarandon would just worship him, maybe he'd be fine.
Yeah, the
That's
Batman.
all he asked
The
for.
Batman is greenlit for 3 movies through
Since
HBO.
James Gunn took over?
Yeah, it's they're already in production.
Well, the third one wouldn't be in production already.
Well, whatever.
But that's my point. Like, yeah, it could be in production. What was it, Batgirl? That got completely filmed.
That was
and then
because of HBO, though.
I understand, but that's saying that just because they've greenlit something doesn't mean it's going to be.
Nobody
released.
wants to see Batgirl anyway. I mean, I would watch it, but like,
We all would watch it.
It's the WNBA of fucking superheroes, right?
I mean, no offense, she's just not that exciting. Like, it's not even on the same par as Batman.
Well, not many things are.
Yeah.
Girls are always dark and brooding.
It's like, I like Nightwing as a character. I think he's cool. I don't want a Nightwing standalone movie either.
Well, we did the
What?
game, Gotham Knights, which was
As a game, it was fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. As the game, we had 4 choices for characters. How many times did we try Batgirl?
well, we had one character that we played.
Depends
the
on what
entire
kind of
group.
game it is, I
And
guess.
then
Oh,
we
okay.
switched and tried other ones.
No,
Yeah, we did.
I only did for 2 seconds to get the achievement.
Did you try Batgirl?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did do
you
Batgirl.
idiot.
You're the 1%.
Yes. All right, so let's get back to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Gardens?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
So,
Guardians of the
what
Galaxy
about-
sounds
Casey,
interesting.
did
The
you watch
secret
it?
garden
I
of the
did, yeah. I
galaxy.
saw like 90% of it today at work.
Okay, did you like it?
I didn't mind it. I mean, it was a Christmas special. I didn't really have, my expectations were not high.
In comparison, it was better than the Star Wars Christmas
I was going to
special.
say, if you
I've-
watch the Star Wars one first, it
Yeah.
might justify this as being
I've
okay.
seen worse Christmas specials.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's just I guess I was hoping for more with it being Guardians of the Galaxy because the first one I really loved,
It's not a
second one I
movie, though.
really liked, and it was supposed to. It felt like it was supposed to be a mid piece before we got to the next one. And there's only one big thing that technically happens. I don't know if you read this in the synopsis, Corey, but
They bought Nowhere.
well, okay, so there's two things then.
Yeah.
They bought Nowhere.
And Mantis.
Mantis is his half sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So besides for those two things, it's basically just nothing.
The real question is was he trying to mac on her before then? And he was like, damn.
No, he was trying to mac on Gamora.
Well, she's dead.
It's true.
Yeah, but now he's trying to mac on Gamora too.
She's gone.
That's also true.
Well,
Except that she's going to be in the third movie. But that's neither here nor there.
He's like, hey, raise your hand if there's an Asian on this spaceship. And she's like, hey.
but Mantis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's definitely Asian, right?
Well, the actress is. Yeah.
Well,
I mean that Mantis is fucking Mantis.
She's some kind of
Yeah.
insectoid.
She's a mantis. It's fine.
insectoid Asian.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a carapace. 0 out of 10. Worst insect ever.
I didn't know if that was a reference towards something
No.
that I was supposed to get. I got
She's supposed to
nothing.
be an insect. She's
Yeah, I was
mantis.
gonna-
Okay.
yeah.
No carapace. 0 out of 10. Shittiest
Alright.
insect.
So with this special,
She doesn't have a thorax either.
She might.
with this special, Mike, you're in the same vein with me that it was pretty bad.
I mean, it wasn't good. It was watchable.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you laugh at all?
No,
Neither did I.
the humor was so dry and forced that's what made if they didn't try to like force some of the stuff like Drax says, like, oh, he's supposed to be the comic relief. We're jamming this down your throat now.
Yeah.
If they could have gone away from that, it would have been pretty decent.
Well, I also think, like, if you watch the first couple movies, they do a very good job of when they have the characters, so you're not just focused on one character the entire time. And this was us focusing on a background character in Mantis and a main character of Batista the entire time.
Yeah.
And you need to have those other characters kind of in there so it's not just focusing on them, because they can't hold up a movie or even
I feel like Kevin
holiday
Bacon didn't do a very good job either,
he did
though.
not. He was awful in it.
Well, I think also they picked two characters that can't be the focus. If you made Rocket and Groot the focus, and Rocket was trying to find a gift, and he kidnapped Kevin
Sounds
Bacon,
awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Why didn't we do that?
That's my point.
Oh,
You were saying they're like a group of characters, and you can't just have it be a one-off.
No, I meant those are the
Oh
characters.
yeah.
You can't
Well,
just.
then yes, I
it's
agree.
like if you have.
So, also the flip side of that is, how much money do you think that would have cost them in CGI for both of those?
Well, I'm
characters?
sure
For
that's
just
That's
the
why
holiday
Rocket is like
special.
barely in this.
Yeah.
one.
Well, and also Bradley Cooper is probably busier than Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista's
yeah.
been in a lot of things lately. A
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, but let me put it this way: if Disney calls, Dave Bautista is more likely to be like, okay, because I don't have anything else at that.
I
budget
He
guarantee-
level.
doesn't
Well,
want to do this movie
that-
anymore.
That's I understand he wants to be done, but my point is he's not. They're not beating down doors for Dave Bautista for big blockbusters.
I mean, almost every movie he's been in has been a blockbuster.
What movie?
The God, what's that?
Stuber?
No. The Harrison Ford movie, Blade Runner 2040, whatever.
That's one, and he
Yeah.
was a very minimal character.
Wasn't he just in a zombie movie?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
the
a
Netflix
Netflix one, and it was kind of shit.
I don't know. It was like #1 on Netflix to watch.
Was that the Zack Snyder one or the?
Was it Zack Snyder?
Wasn't it Zack Snyder?
It
Army
might
of
have
the
been.
Dead?
Army
or-
of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think my favorite movie he's in is Hotel Artemis.
That's the one I was trying
That's
to
a
think
good
of.
movie.
Yep, he's the main character in that one.
I haven't watched.
Like he's basically similar to The Rock, where after wrestling gets like one or two movies and then slowly blows up.
Yeah, he's not going to be.
And then
The Rock.
the other side of that is like, how hard would it have been to Bradley Cooper to do voice lines? Because it's like he's acting in the movie. Like, oh, hey, can you do voice lines for this movie? Yeah, sure.
I also feel like they probably filmed it at probably the same time they were filming like Guardians 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
technically, did
Because
you know that
Nowhere,
this-
I'm sure you see Nowhere.
Oh, yeah,
so they just
100%.
used the set.
This is technically the last thing of this phase, by the way.
What phase are we in?
This is phase 4.
Four,
So
yeah.
phase 4 ended with that.
Oh, that's what a shitty ending.
Well, I mean, it was either that or Black Panther 2.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Which pile of crap do we want to end with?
yeah, Phase
guys?
4 was awful.
Phase 4 wasn't. It had Spider-Man
No Way Home. Okay, that's what it was.
Bam. That's all you need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
that was
but
the only
we
one.
also had we had Moon Knight, we had WandaVision, we had Loki. Like, so the TV shows, most of them were off the chain.
Okay.
The movies sucked,
Yeah.
except for No Way Home.
Hawkeye.
Well, that wasn't a movie.
No, I know. I'm just saying it was good.
Yeah,
It was
Hawkeye's
last
great.
year, right?
Yeah.
Last
Yeah,
Christmas.
last Christmas.
Keith.
So let's talk about, because we've all kind of now talked about the holiday special and it not being overly good. Did it make you look forward to the third movie? Because like I feel like if anything, it did the opposite. Like I'm still excited to see the third, and I'm gonna want to go to the theater to see it, and I'm excited for it. But this did nothing for it. And if I wasn't a Marvel fan, I feel like this would do less for me. Like I wouldn't want to go see it more because of this special, because of how bad this special was.
I just think Chris Pratt's gotten progressively worse. I loved him in the first Guardians, but then like every role he's been in since, I feel like it's like if anyone's watched Parks and Rec, it literally sounds to me like he's Burt Macklin playing a character instead of like an actual actor. I don't know. There's that stupid in Jurassic World. It drives me nuts. There's the line where somebody
In the
says,
newest one?
"What's that?"
In the newest one?
No, I think it was in the first or the second.
The first one I didn't mind. The second one was bad. Third one was
No,
god
but his
awful.
acting wasn't that great.
I mean, I don't think his acting has ever been like amazing.
I thought
amazing,
he
except
was
for
perfect.
Moneyball and the first Guardians, second Guardians, and then
That's what I mean. But he's gotten progressively
Infinity
worse. I feel like every role he's in, he's getting worse as an actor, not better.
Do you
Yeah, he's
think
like
it's-
overacting.
Well, that and it's just like his delivery is so cheesy sometimes.
Well,
There's
I
this
think
line
it
in Jurassic
fits.
World I was getting to where they ask him like, "What do you think our chances are?" or something. He like, "I don't know. That depends. What kind of dinosaur did they cook up in that lab?" And
Oh,
it's
that
like,
was the number one. Yeah.
it was the
Yeah.
dumbest line ever, or at least the way he portrayed it.
No, it was a dumb line.
It was a dumb line, but then he like doubled down on it being dumb.
How else
you
are you supposed to do it? Like you got to do it with conviction.
I don't know. Either it'd be like, "Hey, this is a stupid line. Let's change it," or figure out a way to make it work. But God, it just was so bad.
I feel like Jurassic Park is known for that. Having
Well,
bad
it's
lines.
not just Jurassic Park. Though.
I don't know, man. The original Jurassic Park,
the first one.
the
but
guy,
look at the third one.
Jeff Goldblum. That's
Jeff
a big
Goldblum's
pile of
great.
shit.
What,
And
you didn't
like-
like Lost World?
The third one.
Second.
Second.
Lost World was number 2.
I know the third one. Look at the third
Oh, okay,
one.
because you said the first one, and then you're
First
like, look
one's
at the
great.
third one.
Second one's damn good, and
Yeah,
the
okay.
third one is awful. It's
Dude,
just
the-
atrocious.
Yeah, The Lost World was my favorite book out of the series. So when I go back and rewatch the movie, I'm like, oh man,
The Lost
this
World
makes me
is
like it so much.
in the
so much
book
less.
is much more violent than
Yeah.
on the movie.
I mean,
so much
makes
awful shit
sense.
happens.
But they're also trying. I don't even know if the second one was it R.
I don't remember.
They're all
I don't-
PG-13.
Yeah, I don't
Are
believe
they?
so.
Yeah.
So that's part of the issue too, is because they're trying to have the wider appeal, and instead of going dark like in the books.
Yeah, you
they
got the
just-
one dude get yoinked apart, and that was about it.
Yeah.
It's weird to say. I actually kind of liked the second one more than the first one, but
Oof,
I don't know.
It's blasphemy.
I know.
I'll agree
It's
with that.
weird though, because then everybody likes Empire Strikes Back more than New Hope, and I like A New Hope more. So it. I don't know.
You like it because it's the first one that got you hooked.
Yeah, partly, and then partly I just like the.
The New Hope is
The
a
story a
full
little bit.
story.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Well, it still leaves you a little bit of a cliffhanger with what's going on with Darth Vader. But yes, you literally, if they didn't pick it up from there, you could be like, "Wow, that was a hell of a movie. Don't need a sequel."
Whereas Empire Strikes Back is like it starts from the middle. Like if you just pick up, you're like, who the fuck are all these characters?
Yeah.
And then ends leaving a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it ends with a really
Like
big
they're
cliffhanger.
getting onto, or they're on the starship and they're all headed to, I'm assuming,
Well, that's where he finds out
Rendezvous or
that
whatever?
Vader is his dad too at the very end, right?
Yeah.
In the second one, yeah. In
Yeah,
the-
but then-
they turn the ship around.
at the end they get into like the fleet. They meet up with the rest of the fleet.
Yeah.
at the very end.
And he's getting his hand fixed.
Yeah. And then it just ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's their way to be like, hey, maybe you guys should come see that third one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, back to my question. Did this holiday special make you excited, potentially, to see the third one? Did it make it go up, down, or did it remain the same? We'll start with Mike.
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
What about you, Casey?
Also same.
Corey didn't watch it, but you read the synopsis, and you've heard our takes.
Spark Notes looking ass.
It made me, well, you only watched 80% of it or something.
He
so.
said 90. That's how high.
No, you give him 20% of your ire right now. But
I'm okay with that.
no, I don't know. I like I was kind of getting to is I'm less and less excited about most of these Marvel movies because I feel like they constantly are being letdowns.
Well, I will say that if you go back and listen to us last year when we started talking about the movies, because we did our first episode in April, we released it in May, and that was right after No Way Home in like January, February, December, whenever it was. So we were all coming off of yes, Marvel is amazing, let's keep watching, and then our second episode, I think, was Multiverse of Madness, which was a letdown. And then we had Thor, Love and Thunder, and that was a letdown.
I loved No Way Home because it was as close to I'm going to get to a Sinister Six, I guess. But at the same time, that movie was not a great movie plot wise.
Fucking dare you.
There was so many plot holes that didn't make sense. If you were looking at it objectively, there were a lot of issues with it. But it satisfied a lot of like things I wanted to see on the big screen.
Is it
so
Disney Plus? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's been on Disney Plus for a while.
Oh shit.
You really, really didn't like Far From Home?
No. I did No Way Home.
Oh, No Way Home. Sorry,
yeah.
not Far From Home.
I did like it, but I'm saying if I take a step back and look at it objectively as like this, is this a good script?
Yes.
There was a lot of issues with that friggin' script.
He's wrong.
You're talking a lot of shit for a man the size of a javelin, all right? You're going to get tossed.
I mean, you're honestly
God.
going to tell me you can't look at that movie and go, that made no sense.
Pick one scene. Let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about the fact that Doctor Strange is like, we'll just reset everything. That seems like a responsible thing to do for Sorcerer Supreme.
He's not responsible. He proves that in the first Doctor Strange movie. He's not responsible at all. It literally fits his character. He thinks, and in the second movie, he's an egotistical prick, basically, until the end of the second movie.
Okay, then how about the fact that Peter, he's like, stop interrupting me, and Peter's like, oh, well, no, this person needs to, just tell him again, idiot.
Wait, what are we talking about?
They are altering
casting
the
the
spell as they go so that certain people will remember.
Mm-hmm.
He could just tell them again that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they forget everything, all those memories and all those experiences to make that he's had with them.
Yeah, it
Those are all
doesn't just
gone.
forget their Spider-Man, it just forgets them in general.
Yeah, they
You
remove
can
their
justify it how
memory
you
of
want,
Peter
but the
Parker.
idea that they make this world-altering
It's a plot
change-
hole, but sure, you can explain it, but it's a plot hole.
It is a plot hole. You can explain away a lot of plot holes. It doesn't mean that
if you can
they're-
explain away a plot hole, it's not a plot hole.
That's not true.
Plot holes you cannot explain away.
Name
You're
a
like,
plot
why
hole.
didn't they do this?
Name a plot hole in a movie.
I don't fucking know off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. Anyone got a plot hole in a movie that bothers them?
Jack not staying on the goddamn raft in Titanic.
Yeah,
Well-
I love all the science people have done behind that.
Yeah, but see, that's my point. They've proven
That he could
reasons why
fit.
he
that
couldn't.
he could fit.
No, that he
Wow.
could fit.
Yeah,
Everything
they've-
is proven.
They've
he could
proven
fit.
that he could absolutely fit, and it would support them.
And that they would both survive.
Do we know that he doesn't have an injury to his leg or something that he can't get up on the raft?
It's never said during the movie.
He wouldn't say that. He's gonna tell his lover that
No,
he's all right.
She was like, "Fuck you, stay in the water."
Okay, here's the
I don't
explanation.
think so.
Everything we're seeing is the memory of this old woman. Maybe she's romanticizing it that he even made it to that point. We're just seeing what she's recounting.
We don't
for the
even know
people.
if he was alive.
Yeah.
She could just be lying to us. She wasn't even on the boat.
She might not have even slept with this guy. She probably saw this guy and was like, Leonardo DiCaprio? I want to bang that guy. But nothing ever happened.
Some
The
random
steamed up car was just her in the car just flicking away.
Flicking away. Going to Beantown.
Plot hole explained.
That's
A
a,
hole
tin
got
hat
explained,
theory.
but I don't know if
That
it was
is
the
a
plot
tin
hole.
hat theory.
I don't know.
Dear
And then
But anyway, out of Phase 4, it's easily the best movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Again, I'm not saying I don't like it. I just
understand.
think nothing in Phase 4 has blown me away in its
That movie
entirety.
blew me away because of everything about it.
It was the fanfare that blew
The
you
fanfare
away.
and the nostalgia.
But that's my point.
Even the story, his whole dealing with Aunt May's death and all that shit was great.
Yeah, but I guess my point is they really rely on fanfare to get them through now, where in early Marvel movies, I feel like the story supported it. Captain America, First Avenger, I feel like the story was actually pretty solid.
I wonder how much of it has to do with Stan Lee not being there.
Man,
I don't know how much
I don't think,
thing he had.
other than his
anyway.
cameos, I don't think he really had much
You don't think
creative control.
they asked for advice at all on anything?
Dude, he was like 90.
So?
I
So
don't think so. I think he was beyond his advice days.
I doubt.
To be fair, unless you have some sort of like dementia / Alzheimer's, I think you'd be fine to talk to at 90.
I'm
What are you
sure
trying to say,
he
Corey, when you're
probably-
90 years old, you aren't going to be worth talking to?
I'm not making it to 90.
He's
I
not
hope I
worth
don't either,
talking to
man.
now. But
Jesus
either
Christ.
way, I guarantee you, he did say some things on set. Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if I think this, that, or the other, but I also don't know how often he was on set besides for his cameos.
Let me put it this way. I don't think Disney put much weight in what he said. I think Kevin Feige's like, I have this vision. This is what's happening. Make it happen.
Well, see, so that's my other thing. If his vision, if this is his vision, and
Then he's
we're
blind.
through 3 phases that were great, that were phenomenal, with a great ending, but then we kept going, is it because they weren't really planning for after? They did everything that they could to have this giant culmination of 10 years worth of movies. And it's phenomenal. Infinity War and Endgame are great. And then there's nothing afterwards.
Well, the problem
they're
is-
going to try, but there's not.
Problem is they kind of blew their load too early.
Story of our lives.
Well, no,
boys.
but like, I don't understand
for
why.
yourself.
Now, it sounds weird to say because this is over a decade of movies, but Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet probably shouldn't have been the first real villain that they fight in Avengers. That shouldn't be the build-up. It should
I
have.
mean, it wasn't. The first villain they fought was fucking Loki.
Yeah, but Loki and the aliens that invaded, the aliens were
Chitauri.
sent. Yeah, Chitauri were an army of Thanos.
Right, but they weren't fighting Thanos.
But that's my point. It was building up to Thanos the
Right.
whole time.
Which
I
is
think they
why
should
we're
have built
now
up to
doing it.
somebody a little lower tier than Thanos.
See, I feel like they were in the other movies. Loki, Ultron, then we got to Thanos. And that's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
Thanos is like nothing compared to Kane the Conqueror.
And that's where we're heading at this point. Which I'm actually seeing him in Loki was good.
I'm more
Seeing
excited
the little
about.
bit in Ant-Man.
I'm more
Quantum-
excited about Ant-Man than I am
But-
Guardians 3.
Yeah.
The thing, I agree with you, but I will say when we talked about last year, when we were talking about how excited we were for Thor: Love and Thunder, how excited we were for Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, they both flopped hard.
Yeah.
I've had my expectations up high for the last 2.5 movies.
You know what the problem is?
and then they just
It's the
doing
villain.
nothing.
We're getting some bad
Who do
villains.
we have as the villain?
And not
well, we had Wanda.
bad, good, bad.
Wanda, yeah, but again, Wanda was like another one where it was just a huge fucking plot hole for me. And I know you were like, well, they weren't the children she wanted, but she can reach across. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. The whole justification of why, and then for them to be like, I don't know. Anyway, it's just that whole premise.
I'm
didn't make
glad that
sense
you
to me.
can, explain your thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, I'm glad you are. Shut up.
I'm glad you are. Shut up.
That's Corey for you, ladies.
You
and
sound
gentlemen.
like a bumper sticker that was translated poorly into English.
So I don't know. And then Namor was kind of like, I don't know.
They really, really wanted you to feel bad for him. Really, really hard. They really, really, really wanted you to feel
Well, it's
bad
because
for
I
him.
think he's gonna turn into like a good guy.
Yeah, he's
Probably.
not.
Maybe.
He's more like an anti-hero.
Yeah, he's supposed to be an anti-hero.
Yeah.
He cares more about keeping his people safe,
Yeah,
but he's not a bad guy.
Right.
But I feel like they did it badly. Like, I feel like it's Gore the God Butcher all over again.
Yeah,
They like give you all this sad
sucked.
shit, and then they just force you to feel bad for him. They don't lead it. They don't nothing. They just grab the reins, shove your face in the water, and say, "Drink it, asshole."
Well, that's
Like,
the
they
other
force
thing.
you, and I
Like,
hate it.
let a bad guy just be bad. Like, it
Well-
doesn't. Like, there's always a backstory of why they're bad, but you don't need to force it down your throat. You don't need to try to redeem them at the end. Let
You
them
can redeem him later.
redeem them in like 7 movies from now if they're still alive. But let a bad guy be bad. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay to have a villain that's just a villain.
Yeah, like, we have people all the time in the real world that are assholes just to be assholes. Why in the world can it not be the case in a world where they're super powered people?
The only one that I
Come
can
on.
think of is really like Ultron is
Yep.
bad almost right away, which to be fair, it's a computer program that learned what humans are and then immediately went, well, we just need to murder everybody.
Yeah, humans bad, Earth good, get rid of humans, Earth better, done.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. But the rest of them,
Execute Order 66.
a lot of it didn't make sense. It's why Captain America, the first one, where you have Red Skull doing all of his experiments and trying to get more power, he's bad. There's no redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
You know, he's a Nazi too. So it's even worse.
Yep.
Until he's the Soul Stone bearer.
Well, that's even worse for him
That's his
because he
punishment,
wanted, that's his punishment. He wanted the stone so bad, and now he has to watch other people get a stone, and he can't do anything.
I feel bad that we
Get right
never
there.
got to see Captain America punch Hitler.
Well, we saw him
Such
punch
an
the
iconic
actor 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's true.
But we didn't actually get to see him punch Hitler.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it's such a great comic cover.
So, you're not excited about, or more excited or less excited because you think Chris Pratt's keeps going down and the Marvel movies in general keep going down, but you're excited for Ant-Man.
Yeah, because I think Paul Rudd does not suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he did this one, but in the first one,
No, he's in it.
He's Ant-Man.
He rewrote it. He rewrote the first one because he hated how his character was and it wasn't funny and everything else, and he rewrote it, which is why the first one is, in my opinion, really good. And I know he's had some
train fight in the first one.
It's so
just
good.
So good.
It's so good.
I loved it.
And not to mention all the characters. Like, it's a silly idea to be an Ant-Man and then to have that battle in the train thing where it looks super real and super chaotic, and then when you
Zoom out,
Yeah,
the
you
train's
zoom
like,
out.
bloop.
yes, like there are so many moments like that where if the movie takes it seriously but not too seriously, and I feel like they found the right balance because of his writing. Otherwise, it could have gone the other way, and everybody could have rolled their eyes at those type of scenes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we've done in these later movies where I don't know if it's felt like they jumped the shark or something happened where shit doesn't
Jumped the
feel
shark.
as... You don't know that reference?
No.
For Happy
It's
Days?
the Fonzie.
No.
You don't know the Fawns?
Jump the shark?
Yeah, so in
There's an
Happy
episode-
Days,
yeah.
it's like season 4 or 5, they ran out of some stuff to do with the fawn, so literally he's on he's on skis getting pulled, and he jumps a shark. And everybody's like, the fuck? Now where do you go after this? Like, what more can this cool guy do?
Yeah, jump the shark basically means you peak and then there's nothing after that. Although
Okay.
peak might not be the right word.
Yeah, it's not
also.
peak. It's just there's nothing. Where do you go with
I
that
jump
with
the
the
shark
characters?
often.
So I feel like some of those movies have done that. Even though I've been excited for them, I've just been let down. And I'm excited for Ant-Man, and I fucking hope I'm not let down.
I will say, I think in Ant-Man 1, Cross had probably like the worst death to watch out of any of the like supervillains.
Well, when he got like shrunk.
yeah, dude.
So
like,
there was
they
talk
did it
about him
piece by
turning
piece,
into
too. Like, his arm, his leg, his chest, like it's sunken
what's
in.
the guy with the head? It's just the
Oh,
head.
MODOK.
MODOK. They were talking about him turning into him.
Really?
Because he got shrunk like that. They were debating like doing that. It doesn't sound like they're going to now.
Yeah, don't like.
But there
like-
was talk about like him when he got.
Well, it just doesn't
sucked
make
in.
any sense. They're different fucking people, and well, I guess they can do whatever they want in the
That's
movies.
true.
But
Yeah, I was gonna say. Unfortunately, like they've said that it is going to be close to the comics, but they have done a lot to say otherwise.
But then they've also given us these other universes,
right.
where certain things are like it is the exact.
Yeah, like
comic
they've done a reasonable job, I think, of like cleanup duty, like making things make sense, making it flow reasonably well with the comics, which I can appreciate because I know, like, as a comic buff, they're not ever gonna make it like the comics because they're only ever gonna appeal to a specific group of people. They have to make it appeal to millions and millions and millions of people, not 200,000 basement dwelling fat people like me. Like, I get that. That's perfectly fine. And I think they've done a very, very good job of keeping it linear, but I still wanted to see Captain America get shot in the head by Crossbones, and now I never will.
No, you won't. I also, did Crossbones die?
Yeah, he's dead. Rumlow's dead.
Yeah, okay. I thought so.
Wanda, like, sent the bomb and him into the building, and that's what started the whole Sokovia Accords.
Well, to be fair, he did survive in the other one. I didn't think he survived in too.
Fair.
So he could technically still be alive if they wanted.
Yeah, I was gonna say it follows the age-old trope of like we didn't see a body, that person is not confirmed dead.
Right. I did like the actor that plays him.
Oh yeah, Frank Grillo.
Frank. Yeah.
He's so funny.
Yeah, and he's so good when he wants to be. Like in certain roles, he's just fantastic.
He was in a couple of the Purge movies, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was an Purge movie.
He played one. There's no character that repeats in the movies.
I thought
like a CAA agent or a bodyguard, some shit.
Yeah. He's also he has an MMA, or he had an MMA TV show back in the day called Kingdom. Phenomenal. It's got one of the Jonas brothers in it, who's actually like, I hate the music. He's fantastic in this show.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, God, we've gotten way off track for Guardians. So let's talk about the first movie, because I didn't know that these people really existed. I think I might have heard of them, but I've never read one of their comics. I feel like you had, right?
Yeah, I knew of it.
You knew of them, yeah.
I don't think I ever read them. But like, I knew about Groot, and well, it's weird too because the Guardians go through different rosters.
Well,
and
sure.
like, so we just get obviously one they picked, but
right.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? Did you know about the Guardians of the Galaxy before it came out as a movie?
So I have heard the term Guardians of the Galaxy, but that is about it.
Okay. Casey?
I know nothing about them, yeah.
Yeah, until the movie?
Yeah.
So I believe it was Corey. I believe we were friends at this point. Friends is a strong word.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But I feel like when that movie was coming out, we talked about it, and you were excited for it, but I don't remember if you were excited because you thought they were going to do a good job with the story, or if it was because of Chris Pratt, because of the TV Parks and Rec. Was there a reason you were extra excited to see the movie?
I think because what I knew about Guardians was that they aren't. I mean, they're heroes, but not heroes.
Oh no, they're kind of bad.
They're like the screw ups, and I know I like different stuff, so it's like I thought it'd be a variety from we've seen Iron Man, we've seen Captain America, we've seen all these heroes. Let's see the guys who kind of like fumble through it. Is it the first
team that we saw besides for the Avengers? Like, everything else has been standalone movies.
Yeah, like 2 people max.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you have, like, Iron Man and well, no, because Captain America, you have the, what were they called?
Yeah, but you don't really have them, though. Like, they're part of his ensemble cast
they're more or less like cutscene
like 20 minutes of the movie.
What's his name? Dugan. Dum Dugan?
Michael.
Duggan, yeah.
Michael.
What?
Oh, his real name. His real name is Michael something.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The main guy that's with him as part of the team, besides for Bucky.
Oh, with the mustache.
Yes, his name's Michael something.
He plays a really, really good bad guy. He's played a bad guy in a ton of movies.
Well, so he doesn't like playing the good guy. I just actually learned this. He doesn't like playing the good guy because good guys usually have love interests and they have to kiss people. He doesn't want to kiss anybody but his wife. Huh. So he requests or only accepts movies and things where he's a bad guy. Is it because he's religious?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he doesn't believe in. You're talking about the guy from
Walking Tall.
Yeah.
As the bad guy.
Yeah. I know. He's basically been
Neil McDonough.
Yeah, Neil McDonough.
Well,
you said Michael, and I
was thinking Michael, but I think it might have been because Mike and I before this podcast were talking about Yondu, and that's Michael Rooker.
Yeah,
and I had Michael in my head.
Yeah, I could have.
Neil
McDonough.
What?
You said you had Michael in your head.
He was in Yellowstone too.
Who's in Yellowstone?
Neil McDonough.
Oh yeah, he is. Yep.
And he's in a movie I love called Timeline with Gerard Butler. Nobody's seen it. They go back in time.
Oh, yes, yes.
I like it. Paul
That's
Walker's
that's
in
an
it.
old. Yeah, Paul
Yeah.
Walker. Paul Walker's the main character.
He doesn't like to kiss people, but he was in 8 seasons of Desperate Housewives, so I'm a little confused.
I don't know if he did any
Very
of that
conflicted.
there. He's in a new TV show where he is kind of like a good guy, and he has a wife, but his wife's name in that show is his exact wife's name,
Interesting.
like first and last. So I feel like he told them, "I'll only agree to this if it's her name."
That's weird.
Yeah. But anyway, so
It's not cheating if you have the same name.
Yikes.
What?
That's true, right?
What the fuck?
Asking for a friend.
My friending?
So, everybody, we really enjoyed the first movie of
Yeah.
the Guardians. Like, it kind of like blew everybody away.
Yeah.
Dude, the opening scene of him in the chasm dancing was so good.
I
I was hooked right away.
Is it Infinity War or is it No, it's Endgame, where they go back to that
Yeah,
scene.
oh yeah, and show you.
and they're watching him from a different perspective. It's even funnier.
Yeah, and they're like, what an idiot. What is he doing?
It's even funnier without being able to hear the music that he's listening to. It's so damn good.
Yeah, my favorite part is like when he grabs the rat and sings to
Sings
it,
to
and
it,
you just
yeah.
you see it way in the distance as I think it's Rhodes and somebody are talking.
Yeah.
You just see him do that in the distance.
You got to give it up to James Gunn that a talking tree who only says 3 words the whole time got me to feel some kind of way about when he says "We are Groot."
We
I
are
was
Groot,
like,
yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah,
And then he sacrifices
Right in the fields, man.
himself.
Yeah.
sacrifice
yeah.
is a strong word.
Yeah.
because
Well, you know, he sacrificed himself.
He
He's
didn't
dead.
die. He didn't sacrifice himself.
That's his son. Groot's dead.
is that true?
Yeah,
like,
that's canon.
I feel like that's like some symbiosis kind of shit. Like,
Yeah, that's supposed to
Yeah,
be his
Groot,
son. Groot's
Groot is
dead.
like an entity
My-
more than like a.
it's mitosis, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Late
you,
stage
it's his
mitosis.
son.
He's the Holy Trinity, the Son, the,
The
Father, and the
Son,
Holy
the Holy
Spirit.
Ghost.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
At all times.
And the fact that it's Vin Diesel is also hilarious to me.
It's
that
his
he's the
best
voice.
acting he's ever done in his life.
But no,
Family's
that's
everything.
not true. There's
Name one.
a
The
man
pacifier.
apart.
A Man Apart is okay, but
Fuck you, knock around guys.
That was pretty good.
I liked Knockaround Guys, but it's not because of him.
He's great in it though.
His monologues in that movie are still not good.
Oh, they're so knock around
Triple
guys
X.
and a man up. No, that was an awful movie.
like
The
Triple
first
X.
Fast
That
and
was okay.
Furious and all the other ones are shit. But
I mean,
the
we're
first
forgetting
one
the
with
good
him-
one though.
What's the good one?
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he is really good.
He
at
does a
Saving
great
Private
job
Ryan.
in that movie.
Yep. And he dies.
Is
Vin
he-
Diesel's in Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets it's
It's
sniped,
when they're
right?
pinned down by the sniper, yeah, and he's
Yeah,
like
he's the one that
reaching out
dies.
to one of his friends. He's got the picture of like his kids.
Yeah.
And then he gets shot again before they can get over to rescue him.
Huh.
He's
I,
he's good.
I
in
don't
it.
know if Saving Private Ryan like started a lot of the tropes, but so many things that happen in that movie you see in like every fucking war movie now. And I
Yeah.
don't know if it started a lot of them, so I should give it credit, or if I should be like, no, it robbed all that,
It's probably a mixture. It probably
Yeah.
robbed some stuff for some older stuff, and then a lot of people watched that and went, "Shit, that'd be really cool if we did this type of scene like they did in that movie."
Yeah.
Still haven't missed the scene of a dude walking around the beach and he's just like, "Oh yeah, this is my arm," and walks off with it.
Yeah,
You're like,
that's
"Oh
a good-
shit."
It was one of those things. Like for me, Band of Brothers is probably my favorite. Like
Yes,
war
sir.
type epic, and it's a 10-part series. I think it's 10 or 12. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Pacific's okay, but
Pacific's
not
okay,
at the same
but
level.
Saving Private Ryan is probably my favorite war type movie. And then if you're talking about a series, it's Band of Brothers, and it's just phenomenal.
All right, hot take. Who's everyone's favorite Guardian in Guardians of the Galaxy? If your answer is not Rocket, you're wrong.
I don't even like. It should be Peter.
Why?
Should it be though?
I mean, he's the main character, so I'm thinking like they want you.
He
for
also
it to be Peter.
single-handedly made them not beat Thanos the first time.
That's true. Hence why they were able to beat them in the other universe. There was no Peter there screwing everything up.
Right.
It's another huge plot hole that makes no sense.
What? There was no Peter there?
No, that like he fucked up their thing. I don't know.
He
It's just-
killed the love of his life.
I don't care. It's just stupid. Stupid.
I don't know.
Heartless man, Corey.
I know. Well,
You were just talking about feeling some type of way with
Right,
We Are
for Groot.
and now all of a sudden
He's
you
like,
can't
Gamora,
comprehend
fuck
why
that
somebody
bitch.
would use emotions to do something.
Yeah, it's just
You're the weirdest malfunctioning computer I've ever seen.
oh,
Beep
no
boop does
more.
not compute.
You're gonna
No
tell me
more
though
beep boop.
that doesn't bug you, that part in that movie where it's like
I wish they could have come up with something better.
that's
I
my
f-
point.
I feel like it's an outside looking in scenario. Like we can be like, oh, whatever, it's fine. This is
But
great or good.
if we were in the moment,
Right, yeah.
who knows? But literally, when everybody's shouting at him, we've almost got it. Calm
Yeah,
the fuck
it's
down.
just-
Yeah, you
Even
know.
if you were about to do something,
Okay,
you might go,
The question is do you start talking shit to someone while they have the Infinity Gauntlet, or do you
Right.
at least wait until they take it
that's
off?
true. Like, he starts completely talking shit almost immediately as soon as they start to grab him.
Like, you know, you're walking and you're on the beaches in Normandy. You're not going to be like, "Hey, guy up there with that giant machine
I will
gun."
say, though, it fits his character through all the movies. That is who Star-Lord
You're not
is.
wrong, and I wish you were.
Yeah, it literally fits his character, but I wish they would have had a better story reason for why it happened besides for that. Because also, let's say that did happen like it happened. I would then murder him. I would murder him. He got snapped away anyway, but I would murder him when he got back because this is your fault. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You could have waited 3 seconds. Then he has no gauntlet, so then punch him in the face.
Hey, you made it so that like 4-ish billion people on Earth disappeared for 5 years. Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
Right? Like, how do you come back from that? Like, that's why you should be fucking depressed in the goddamn holiday special. Because of him, 4.5 billion people blipped away for 5 years.
Well, it was more than that. I'm just saying Earth. Because it was like
it was the whole
universe.
universe, yeah.
Yeah, just like, good job, Peter.
Yeah.
An idiot.
I don't know how you come
Idiot.
back from that.
You don't. Fun
Also,
fact.
just one quick thing about that scene right after that scene. Well, I guess it's later on. But that Peter scene
Oh dear God.
when he falls into Tony Stark's arms. I don't want to go. Oh my God.
that was the only one that justified to me because a lot of people were upset that like why is everybody else just instantly gone and he can and it's
Spider
it's
sense,
his
baby.
spider sense and
Yeah.
I
See,
love
didn't
that
think
they
it
did
was
that.
the spider. The directors say it's not only because of that. The Russo brothers talk about him being like genuine and pure and stronger. So
that doesn't make any sense.
that's what the Russo brothers, who directed the goddamn movie,
Well,
said.
they're stupid. If they actually said that, they're
They
stupid.
did, yeah.
Well,
I read a lot that scene was somewhat ad-libbed as well. Like they kind of just told
Him that to fall on his
Right.
arm.
yeah, like
Right,
do
right.
the thing, and he was just like, "What do I say?" And they were like, "I don't know, figure it out."
Dude, I think that
it
was.
doesn't matter. We're gonna make a shit ton of money either way.
I'm pretty sure the guy next to us in the theater is the one. If it was
Is
this
that
movie,
the one where he was like,
crying out loud.
"Yeah, God." that guy.
Oh,
Actually, you know what? Was that Casey?
damn it!
Don't do this to me.
Oh, but
No,
he was like he was talking throughout the movie, and
It was like when something not even that funny. I'm trying to think of something that happened that wasn't that funny, but it was supposed to be like a joke. But it was like, yeah, that happened.
like you
He'd
would
be like,
laugh on the inside.
I was like, dude,
Okay.
I thought Katie was gonna murder him.
Yeah,
Should have.
yeah.
Snap.
All right, so we talked about the first movie. Oh well, we didn't get everybody's favorite characters. So, Mike, who's your favorite character out of the first movie?
No idea.
You don't have a favorite out of all of them?
I don't know. Rocket's funny, I guess.
Yeah. So for me,
I'll take it.
I liked Batista's character just because it was so different than everybody else, and I think he's funnier in the second one though. So in the first movie, I'd probably say Peter's my favorite. But in the second movie, I'd go with Batista just because he has so many moments that are so damn funny.
It will never
Like-
go over my head. I will catch it.
Yes, things like that. Or the ones where he's trying to stay so still.
eating the chips.
I've mastered the point of not being able to see me. Like
We can
it's
still
great.
see you. No, you can't.
And then he eats a chip. Yeah, it's great.
No, you can't.
What about you, Corey? Favorite character?
I think it's got to be Rocket.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole I need that guy's. What was it? The
Wait,
leg.
you really brought me the
Yeah.
arm? I didn't
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
coming for that.
so
arm.
you.
Oh,
I
he
don't.
starts laughing. He's like, he's gonna be trying to walk around.
So you didn't. I don't know if it was in the synopsis, but it was in the holiday special. Nebula got him
Bucky's arm.
Bucky's arm
Oh, that's good.
because he says that
For Christmas.
in Infinity War.
Yeah, he's like,
or
I'm coming
Endgame?
for that arm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that arm. So she gifts it to him.
I
and
like, what is it in the second movie where he says he needs the guy's eye?
yes.
And they're like, no,
you
he
don't.
doesn't.
He's like, it'd be so
no,
funny.
I really do. It'd be so funny.
Yeah, that's good. So what about the second movie? Do you think it was worse than the first one, better than the first one, on par with the first one? We'll start with the guest, Casey.
I think it was probably slightly worse, but I don't think it was. It was still good. Like if I gave Guardians of the Galaxy 1 like an 8, I would give that like a 7.5.
So right below it.
Yeah, it's like very close. Like I feel like they're both very, very good in their own way, and if you watch them separately, because you didn't really need a whole lot of knowledge from Guardians of the Galaxy 1 to really comprehend what was happening.
No, it gives
You
you a
didn't-
little bit.
Yeah,
but I
you
agree.
got their cohesiveness.
But that's
in
what,
number 1.
to be fair, that's what every movie should be. If you're going to be
Agreed.
a sequel, you should be able to stand on your own. And if
Tie
people
things
watch
in.
the other ones, you get little nod and references like, oh, I know what they're saying here.
Right.
But it shouldn't change the movie.
With the eye, like if you didn't watch the first
Correct.
one, and you wouldn't
It's
get
still-
why the eye
it's
joke
still
was so
funny,
funny.
though.
Yeah.
But yes, it's funnier once you watch the first one.
Right.
100%. What about you, Mike?
So I like the first one a lot better than the second one. My question is if you didn't have the second one, is there anything in there that is important to the MCU?
The setup for Adam Warlock.
Yes.
Yeah.
The gold people are
What's
making him.
currently important.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah, but where is Adam Warlock?
he's going to be in the
They're
third
making him. You see the cocoon that they've built.
one. No, I think he means in general.
Oh, he'll be in the new one.
He'll be in the new movie.
And Adam Warlock's like one of the few people who could overpower
Okay,
somebody
but, like,
with the Infinity
Any of the
Gauntlet.
rest of the MCU?
So you get Mantis, who then obviously is in Infinity War and Endgame.
You get the buildup
Right,
of
but
you get,
none of the storyline is important.
well, that's not true because Ego being a celestial is that what he is? A
Yes,
celestial, right?
Celestial.
Matters because it
Peter
exposes
is.
you to that celestial, the celestial life forms that you're going to be exposed to again in the MCU.
And you get confirmation that Peter's not
So does the
human.
Eternals.
Eternals aren't celestials though.
The big things are. Those are celestials.
The one they serve is a celestial, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
I always
All I
wanna
know
say
is in
that's
the
what
movie he
Nowhere
looked
is.
like
But
they
it's
were.
not.
He looked like Galactus.
Yeah, that's what I just
Then I
said.
was like,
Yeah.
So yeah, but a lot of movies have kind of similar stuff to that, where you don't really get everything. It's supposed to be a standalone movie with bits and pieces that carry on. To
you like
a
Raiders
bigger
of the
story,
Lost Ark?
The first one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where nothing happens in that movie that needed to happen.
right. That movie's
Take out
pointless.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Everything
made no
still
difference
happens.
in that universe. If he's not there, the Nazis still find the Ark. They open the Ark and they
and
get
kills
killed.
him.
If he's not there, they don't find the Ark.
Yeah, they do.
No.
He's literally fighting to find it before them, but they would have still. Okay, fine. Then they don't find the Ark.
So then there you go too.
It doesn't matter. Either they do or they don't. But either way, they're gonna end up either not finding it or dead.
He didn't help change the movie.
He was exciting to watch. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I love the movie, but the fucking one of the biggest plot holes in any movie that I love is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Also, in
So
the second
if
Guardians,
he wasn't there, they all die, and then other Nazis get the case, and then they still use it. If he is there, the Nazis die, and he gets the case, and he takes it away from the Nazis.
I think the point though is the case does nothing for anybody because if they open it, they die.
Well,
It's not a
maybe
weapon
there's
they
a way
can
to
use.
harness the power that we don't know.
I don't know.
So the other thing too,
So
though,
then he
is
turns
you,
it over to the American government. Like,
Smart.
And now it's Wall Street.
But no, so the other thing you do is you meet the other Guardians of the Galaxy too. That then sets up like Sylvester Stallone is supposed to be in the newer movie too.
Ugh.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Rosenbaum,
Yeah, from Smallville.
Lex Luthor. He's
Yeah,
gonna be.
he plays. He's like one of the, what are they called? The Ravagers, right?
Yes.
He plays the one that's all like crystals and stuff. So I mean, you wouldn't
Oh
recognize.
yeah, I
him.
didn't recognize.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that
That's
at
him.
all. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um.
There's a couple other people that are Ravagers that you wouldn't recognize, but you would if you knew who played
Right,
them.
right, right. Similar like Groot. I probably wouldn't have known that was Vin Diesel unless someone told me it was Vin Diesel because just his
I
voice.
don't know. If you told me there's a famous actor who can only say 3 words, I'd be like, oh, Vin Diesel, huh?
The words aren't family, Corey.
Yeah. I mean, in
Family.
Groot's language,
Yeah.
maybe he just keeps saying, I am family. I am family.
I am family.
So for the second movie, for me, I definitely like the first one more, but there's just certain parts of the second movie that really stand out. Like the whole story with Yondu is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I'm
I
Mary
didn't-
Poppins, y'all.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest moments of the movie. It had probably the most impact where he gave his life for Peter. It's just more impactful than I thought it would be after watching the first one.
I
For
do love the
Yondu's
scene
character.
where, I guess it's that scene before he says the Mary Poppins line, but where he's like, he might be your father, but he's
Yeah,
not your
you're-
daddy
he's
or
not your
something like
Yeah.
that.
It was great.
I think Michael
Although
Rooker's a great actor.
He is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Loved him in Walking Dead.
Yep.
And he's been in a ton of stuff. I just can't think of a lot of the stuff he's been in.
Yeah, he's never been like a main guy. Like
No.
he has moments of being like in movies, TV shows, things like that, but he's never been.
I actually think I would have liked the second one more than the first, except that I think, again, Chris Pratt's performance is lackluster in a lot of scenes.
Really?
The scene where he's like, I hated having to put that cancer into her head or whatever.
That scene's phenomenal.
From Kurt Russell. It's
No, from
phenomenal.
him.
No,
I loved it.
No, I hated his, I don't know, his response.
But that
was like,
also,
what?
that right there, also shows why he did that in Infinity War. That scene where he freaks out and goes bananas
Yep. Can't
is
control his emotions.
almost exactly the same scene from Infinity War.
No,
he can't control his
because
emotions.
when he does that, he's like, I'm turning on this guy who did it,
He's turning him on, huh?
but turning on him.
Uh-huh.
But the one with Thanos, they're already beating him, and he's about to lose his power, and then you choose that time.
It
It doesn't make
is-
any sense.
It does for the character, for his emotions.
I
He doesn't know how to
disagree.
control them.
I think it was a easy way for them to be like, oh, we've built up to this point. We can't let
almost
them
beat
actually
Thanos.
win. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't.
That whole friggin' thing didn't even need to happen.
What, that battle?
That battle. yeah.
Why?
Just didn't need to happen.
Why?
Because Thanos should have been able to land and just demolish them easily. He has the power of the Reality Stone and the Power Stone, and yet he's like fighting Iron Man with like blows.
Yeah.
He could literally just make everything look different.
Well,
and-
I
we
think,
saw what he did in Nowhere. I don't understand. I hate when they show somebody like with that much power, and then they're like, but in this case, I'm just gonna fire blast.
I feel
some
like they
energy.
explain it with Thanos.
Maybe he hasn't figured out how to use it yet.
I mean,
either,
no,
though.
he did.
He
just
literally
use a
did on
bunch.
Nowhere.
Well,
That's my problem.
He did that. We don't know how long it took him to do that, though.
And he even did it when he landed on the planet. He showed them what it looked like before it was destroyed.
I agree with that. My point is, he's also one of those guys that tells his other troops, like, I've got this. I want to battle them. He wants to show that he's the biggest
he's
and
a
the
titan.
baddest.
He's
so
an
that's
egomaniac.
Yes, so that's part of it. He's like, I'm just gonna beat their ass.
I will beat you how I choose
I
to
could
beat you.
snap my fingers and I could just murder you. But nope, let's do
I think
this.
that directly abuts what he always says, though, which he's doing this for the betterment of the universe, which I think
But that's what an egomaniac would say.
I understand, but I think he actually believes that, though. I don't.
Yes,
yeah.
but that's also what an egomaniac would say. Both
I get
things.
it, but my point is he puts that in front of his love for Gamora and everything. I think he would put his desire to get the time stone above his desire to like man up and have a fight. Like I don't know.
I don't know, because in Endgame it's the same thing. Like he wants to have a fight.
My
In
gripe
Endgame?
with it
Yeah,
is
in
Oh,
Endgame.
yeah.
Well,
Well, he
wanted
doesn't have
to-
all the stones.
No, but him himself as a character, Thanos, wants to get in a fight.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have other options.
It just speaks to the character, which I don't feel like you're understanding.
I understand your point. I disagree with your point of view.
Well, your disagreement is wrong.
This sounds familiar, doesn't it, Mike? I
I
have a
wanted to
different
see
opinion.
him get the Power Stone. It just says, "Oh, he destroys Xandar and gets the The
yeah, we
Power
never
Stone.
get to see it.
Yeah, I wanted to see like
Well,
that.
it kind of sucks because Nova. Like we don't get to see Nova. Like
So you're
do
supposed to. There's supposed to be I think it's supposed to be a TV series that's supposed to be coming out about
anything.
Nova.
Oh, okay.
Is there?
the
Yeah,
Nova Corps.
yeah, about the
Well,
Nova Corps.
about a hero called Nova who has I guess the powers of the Nova Corps.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
I just know that it exists and it's roughly in this time.
He's
frame.
basically
Well, I
an
think that
energy hero who shoots
Yeah.
beams out
The
of his
TV
hands.
show is supposed to be about the Nova Corps, so I don't know if it's gonna have.
It
Nova.
will. They wouldn't do a show about the Nova Corps without tying in the hero Nova. It just
Gotcha.
doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that they would. They might. They've done weirder
So-
stuff, but
Is this including? Is it going to show the destruction of Xandar? Because the Nova Corps protects Xandar, right?
Yes.
And then it gets destroyed.
Yeah, but they say it gets destroyed, but we don't know what that means. We don't know if that means literally complete annihilation, destruction, like the Death Star.
Alderaan?
That's what I just said, like the Death Star, or if it just means
I
that
almost wore that shirt
he
too.
came down, obliterated like a building, took the stone, and got the fuck out.
No, millions of lives cried out, and then we're silenced.
Silence.
All right, so with the third movie coming out, we know that the villain / anti-hero is supposed to be Adam Warlock. So
We do.
I don't.
yes,
Yeah,
I don't think that's quite right. I thought that they. I thought it was like
So we
it's a
don't know.
misunderstanding, and then but he's not the villain of the movie, is he?
I believe he's supposed to be the who you think is the villain,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna find another.
Yeah,
villain.
yeah, sure, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
What it is.
Well, because he thinks they're the enemy, and then I think he realized. I mean, that's how the story goes, right?
Yeah.
But we also get a lot of the backstory with Rocket because we're gonna meet Rocket's
By the way,
girlfriend,
Adam Warlock is the kid
Will
from
Poulter.
We're
Yeah.
the Millers, though.
Yeah, fantastic.
Isn't that, talk about what do they call that, a glow up or something?
Yeah, well, to be fair, that's what Paul Rudd didn't look as good as he did until
Dude,
Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd's looked the same since
yes, but he didn't
Clueless.
have just the ripped abs.
he didn't
and all
have the
this
triangle torso.
Right.
Sure.
Say Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Well, Chris Pratt had, a keg instead of a six
Who's
pack.
who's playing Adam Warlock?
Will
Will
Poulter.
Poulter. He plays in We're the Millers.
Did you watch We're the Millers with Jason Sudeikis?
No.
Sudeikis.
Whatever.
Sudeikis.
Did you see Maze Runner?
Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh yeah.
But he's not one of the main people from Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah. I mean, you'd recognize him. He's
It's like a redhead, right?
yeah.
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 He's the one that gets him.
I
Oh,
mean, that's
is
not
that-
how he
is
looked
that
like
the-
in the movies back in the day. But
It's not the same guy that plays Cal.
No,
No.
no,
No,
that's
That's very close, though.
Yeah, like I could see people
Looks-wise.
looking at them and going, "Those are the same people." but they're
nowadays I could see
not. Yes.
that.
Yeah. Once he.
Yeah,
glowed up,
not
yeah.
not back when he was acting as like
No.
a teenager. Yeah,
Although he's always been hilarious, so this is going to be interesting because I don't know.
Adam
if they're
Warlock
gonna-
is not a funny character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's more serious, more direct.
Yeah, very straight and narrow. Like
Right.
Very
So I
good-natured.
wonder if they're what they're going to do with that. Are we excited to hear about Rocket's backstory?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I
big
thought
time.
so, and I wonder if that's what's going to be the main villain, like the real main villain.
I think the main villain is going to be the people who created Rocket. Yes.
Right, the scientist or
I
something.
thought for sure that they had
It's
said
called
already.
the High Evolutionary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
think that is supposed to be the villain, while also Adam Warlock is probably going to be like the mini villain that then turns
Adam
into a
Warlock
good guy.
is going to be the Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
Except
Basically
not
almost
actually
exactly.
murder innocent people and not be mind controlled.
Might
don't know
murder
that.
some innocent people. to
Maybe.
begin
I don't think it's going to be the same, like close to the same scale, though.
with. Yeah.
He's probably going to fuck up for like 5 minutes and be like, oh man, this was a terrible idea. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
Super powerful, too, though. That'll be great. The power curve of that movie is just going to spike the minute he actually decides
Yeah,
to
which
do
is
something.
also my other thing is he has that power and should just be able to dominate everything. So how are they going to? Is he going to be a pacifist?
I think
and,
they're probably
like,
going to.
stay away.
I know in some of the comics where he originally came into it, he was very like flip floppy on his powers, like could control it very well, controlled it too much, so he locked some of it away, lost control and did a bunch of bad shit, Like, it was a very big roller coaster until he had it dialed in.
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering, because he only came out in Guardians 2, so he
Yeah.
should still be on this roller coaster.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And he does lock it away, and then when he gets it back, becomes like super evil for a while.
Yep.
Because he does all of these things. So I'm very curious, especially with him not being the big bad. We know that it's mostly going to be the High Evolutionary.
I wonder
Like,
if
how
we're
much
ever-
can you do with him without diving into that?
Yeah.
Do you know who Sentry is, Casey?
Isn't that
It's like
it's
supposed-
X-Men adjacent, isn't it?
I don't. Maybe he had stories in X-Men, but basically he's like a Superman kind of character, but is so powerful he survives the whole universe being destroyed. Like, he remains and then goes to another universe. But I've been wondering if they're ever going to introduce him, but I think it's one of those things where he has so many similarities to Superman that it might seem
They're
like a
just
ripoff.
worried.
Of course, they did that with Eternals with Icarus.
Icarus, yeah.
But I mean, he at least was a little different.
Superman plus. Like,
Yeah.
all I care about is that they do a very good Null symbiote movie. If they ruin that, I'll just give it up forever.
Yeah, I just don't. Do we know if they're doing that?
We don't, but like, man, I hope that they do, because they brought the fucking sword, man. Like,
Yeah.
come on, that
But
thing
that
is
could have
so important.
that could have also just been a thing just for eagle-eyed viewers type of thing,
Maybe,
rather than
but-
them expanding on
I
it.
gotta hope, man. I gotta hope, please. The comic series of that is so good. And just the entire ideology of like, yeah, this person existed before the known universe. Why is he so angry? Because they created the universe and he didn't like it. Like, could you imagine you live in an empty space and someone's like, we're gonna build a house here, and you're like, nah, man, don't do that. And they're like, too late, we already did.
Right. Now I'm angry forever because
He's the
of it.
reason why we have nowhere. He killed that celestial.
Screw that guy.
Ah, come on.
All right, so for the holiday special, if we're rating this thing, for me, it's a 3 out of 10 at the most. And I don't think, yeah, if anything, it made me less want to see this movie. I'm still going to see it. I'm still going to be excited for it. But for me, it's a 3 out of 10. It's not good, just for the record.
It didn't seem like any of the actors wanted to do it.
I thought that too. Like, it didn't look
It seemed very forced.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we got to, God, I really hope
Like
that's
some of
not
the
how-
lines that like Drax says is like it looks like he's reading from a teleprompter.
Yep. Well, yeah, it looks like one of those old-timey Christmas specials that were like live or something, and then you're just there to try to, the audience is watching because there's nothing else to watch type
Yeah.
of show. And it just, it was bad. And I was surprised just because it's James Gunn. It's not like they did it on their own and Disney like, hey, let's go do a Christmas special. This was James Gunn's whole plan. We're going to do 2 movies, do a Christmas special, and then we'll do the 3rd movie.
I don't know why they wanted to do a Christmas special. Why? You know what? MCU's been so doing good this whole time. We need to do a Christmas special.
It's so doing good.
Yeah.
So doing good.
So successful.
There you
It
go.
sounded like
It's been
a
so
decent
successful.
idea to have a Guardians Christmas special because I thought it would be very Guardians-esque.
Yeah, I thought it would be neat.
And it wasn't. Not a fan. What about you, Casey? If we had to rate this thing out of 10, where you going with it?
I would honestly probably give it like a 5. It's not good. It's not bad. Just kind of there.
It's bad.
Oof.
It's
I didn't
bad.
think it was bad.
5 is that's pretty
average.
positive.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that's very average.
What about you, Mike?
That's a solid 3 minus.
Yeah. Oh, 3 minus
Yeah.
or minus 3?
No, 3 minus. Like a
50 DKP minus.
Like a negative 3?
No, like a 3 instead of a 3 plus, a 3 minus.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
it's like the almost a 2 plus.
Okay. I'm
Like
lost, but
my
okay.
favorite character was the one that had the sail. He's the best character in the whole one. Best acting, best story. The one that like replaces Yondu, he's like the new captain.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what his name is,
Yeah,
but
I
like
know
he had
you're
the
talking
best acting. Like he
He
had
looked
the
like he
best
actually wanted
dialogue.
to be there, too.
Yeah, he had the best dialogue with Kevin Bacon.
in the
Yeah.
ship when they're
Like
going home.
he seemed like authentic.
Yeah,
Got Kevin Bacon to do the
it
the
looked
singing
like
part.
it was the exact same character from the first 2 movies.
Well, it is.
No. I mean, like his enthusiasm, his acting,
Yeah.
rather than this one where we see Peter Quill, Batista, Mantis, where everybody just looks like they're phoning it in.
Yeah.
He looked exactly like this is my same character.
Yeah,
this is
he
my
was the
performance.
best character in the whole thing.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something contractual that everybody was like, fuck, it's gonna do this now. God damn it. I forgot I signed up for this.
Right.
Yeah, the Christmas special.
It's just like when you sign up for like holiday overtime 8 months in advance, they're like, haha, it's time for the stuff. And you're like, oh, shit.
What about you, Corey? You read the Spark Notes. Where would you rank this?
10 out of 10. I will say the Spark Notes made it sound a lot better than
Well,
reality.
that's the other, like, there's so many times where you've told me about a TV show or an episode or a movie I haven't watched, and sometimes you pick out the best parts. You're like a movie trailer where you pick out the best parts and you tell me them, and I'm like, well, that sounds kind of good. I guess I'll watch it, and then it's shit. Like every single skit from White Kid You Know that you love, you have made it, which is I hate this. It's going to sound like a credit to Corey. He makes it sound funnier than it fucking is, and then I watch it, and it's awful.
You know what
It's
Corey
so
is then?
fucking bad.
You say it like that? Corey is the living epitome. If you polish a turd, it's still a turd.
Corey's the hype man.
I made this for you.
That's what I was thinking. The hype man.
You're going to be our DJ Khaled from now on?
It's weird because I can never talk you guys up enough. So
I know.
Okay.
Mike loved that. Dude.
Yeah, I can tell.
So
All right.
clever.
So we're gonna wrap this up. Let's do final thoughts. We'll start with our guest, Casey. What are your final thoughts, Guardians of the Galaxy in general, and where we go for the future?
I really like the series. I'm very excited for number 3. The Christmas special was just kind of like, I just get to watch it, talk about it, and then I just get to like sign that chapter over and never look at it again. Fine by me.
What about you, Mike? Final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend this one didn't exist. There's almost no information I gave a shit about.
Yeah, there's only 2 things, as we talked about.
Nowhere
Just
is
the Nowhere
purchased.
and then the brother
Mantis
sister.
is the sister.
Yeah.
You're my sister.
I will say, when they let him go back, Kevin Bacon's character go back to normal, the second she pulled her hand away, I was like, he's going to scream. And it was like 5 or 6 seconds and he didn't. And I was like, wow, they broke that. And then he screamed and I was like, oh, okay.
Got him.
Like, all right, figured it out.
What about you, Corey?
I'll probably just pretend it didn't exist, which is pretty easy for me.
Because you haven't watched it.
Yeah, but I am still excited for the third one. Just maybe
Hell yeah.
less so because of MCU's downslope for me. But
It's weird too. So we have these 3, and we have other trilogy movies. So like Iron Man had 3 movies.
and the third one sucked.
The second one sucked,
They both sucked.
and I love the third one, but that's fine. Captain America had 3, and those were all really good, especially the second one. The second one is probably one of the best MCU movies besides an Avenger movie that there ever was.
And the third one wasn't even really a Captain America movie.
It was another Avenger type
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
but it was Civil War and it was great. We've had 3 Thor movies, four Thor movies, with 1 being okay, 2 being bad, 3 being phenomenal.
At least 2 had
and
redeemable moments.
4 was bad.
Yeah. Well, no, even 4 had redeemable moments. I just think Gore the God Butcher was butchered.
Yeah.
Terrible.
God, they massacred my boy.
They really did. He came out like shit.
And then, so Spider-Man has had 3 movies that have all been great.
Excuse me, Spider-Man has had like 8 movies.
Yeah.
Spider-Man with Tom Holland has had 3 movies, and then they've been great.
Shakes fist in Sam Raimi.
And then, so now we've got this one that's about to have the 3rd movie, and we're also get Ant-Man in February. That's the 3rd movie. So we've got a lot of trilogies, or even more than that. From
This is phase 5 that we're going into now,
yes,
right?
the first movie is Ant-Man is Phase 5.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel like this is it. Like, we've gotten to the top of the roller coaster again, because it's like, phase 1,
It's phase
2,
6.
You
like,
think they
we're
just
getting there. We're right
phoned
there.
it in for phase 4 because they're like, everybody's going to see the movies anyway. And then in phase 5, they'll be like, okay, now we actually got to make good ones again.
No,
to
I
keep 'em
think they
hooked."
did Phase 4 and went, these are great. And then everybody reacted to them, and they were like, all right, maybe we fucked up a little bit. Maybe now we have to tweak
Was
some
Eternals
stuff.
phase 4?
No, Eternals was Phase
Oh, okay.
3, and it was awful.
Wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so next week, I don't know what you guys want to talk about next week. It'll be our New Year's Day Observed episode that comes out, but so we have a lot of things. We have Andor, We have Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power that we haven't talked about yet. We have
You didn't like Rings of Power?
He didn't.
It was okay. I just
A lot of people didn't. I did. I'm in the minority. A lot of people didn't. But we also
You can go to hell.
have Avatar.
just was meh.
It was so good.
See, I'm in that boat too, but a lot of people fucking hated it.
I don't get it.
Hated it. So any thoughts for what you guys
A
want to
lot of
actually
people
talk about
name their
next week?
swords.
A lot of cunts.
That would be great in that, like Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
So next week, thoughts? What do you guys want to talk about?
Lord of the Rings.
Spaceballs.
We're not going to do Spaceballs. We can do
Ludicrous
Spaceballs eventually, though.
I'm literally going to sit down and watch Lord of the Rings again.
The show?
Yeah.
Or Rings of Power or the movie?
Rings of Power.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
You'll need like 5 days to do it, but the answer is
there's
yes.
a lot there.
I've done that. I've sat down and watched all of the movies.
I want
In
to
one
watch.
sitting?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I want to watch the extended edition in one go in Dan's like tavern. That'd be so sick.
Me and Alec did that.
Oh my god.
Did the whole extended edition in one sitting. It was at work, but
Jesus. All right. So we'll do Rings of Power next week. It'll be our last episode of the year when we're recording. We'll do Rings
so
of Power.
good.
Ending on a good note.
We like it.
I love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would very much enjoy
Lord of the
this
Rings is
show.
my second
I
favorite
disagree.
universe.
To put it in terms of
Is that
favorite.
where we end with Corey disagreeing?
Yep.
All right.